What's up, everybody? How we doing today? This is El Diablo DR21 coming at you guys with the hotness. Listen up, listen up, listen up, guys, all right? I'm sure you can go ahead and take a look over here real quick in the top left. You can go ahead and see my little stubbies over there. I have many a stub, right? Now, obviously, we're, into the game. We're about, like 6 months into this point, I want to say. And so, at this point, there are a bunch of collections out there and different cars that people want to get. You have, of course, the new bosses coming out. If you want a Chipper Jones, right? Or maybe you're not, fully on your way yet to go ahead and get yourself, a Kutch, or George Brett, for example, right? And so, obviously, to get these things, you need some stubs, right? And again, obviously, as it's improving, I have a couple nice, amount up there to show you how to make it happen, right? So the question, of course, is how did I get to my stub count, right? And of course, conversely, how then can you, the viewer, kind of get to the same spot to get whoever you want, no problem, no money spent, make it happen, right? Well, it's real simple. So you flip, right? That's the obvious thing. You flip, which for those of you who don't know what flipping is, in essence, what it is you take a card, right? And so you go to the card, like over here on Ken Griffey Sr., right? And so we have over here, you have on your left, you have your buy orders, right? And then on the right, you have your sell orders, right? And this is the buy now, the sell now, right? So what that basically means is if you wanted to come over here real quick and actually buy the card at the very moment, you would buy it at that first price, the $23.495. Versus if you have the card like I do and you wanted to sell it immediately, you would sell it at that price, the 17,900 stubs. Now, how to flip, right? You would look for a card that has a nice difference between the sell now and the buy now. This one being about 5.5, almost 6,000 stubs. And so what you would do is you would come to the left part, right? And you wouldn't buy now, you would create a buy order, right? So what's the first thing, right? What you're gonna do is whenever you do put a buy order, you're gonna put a buy order at one stub more than what that price is here. So again, the price over here for the sell now is 17,900. What you would be doing is you'd be putting a price of 17,901, right? You put it in, finalize. Now your first, well, now actually it's my third order. So you could, of course, if you want to, which is a little bit, I guess, I get to it in a second, but you could just come back over here and then put the next highest order, which now is going to be 911. So now you have 17911. That is now the highest order you have right there, right? That's how flipping works, right? Okay. Now, here's the thing that I do specifically myself. Well, before I get to me, okay. Everyone has a different stub count, right? And so, really, at this point, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and make lovely use of the filter, which you press square on this screen, and it brings up the filter. Go on the filter, you have minimum price, max price, overalls, positions, the whole thing, right? Now, depending on your stubbage, that determines where you're gonna go with your filters. So, if you have anything, let's say, under 100K stubs, right? First, if you have zero stubs, like absolutely zero stubs, my first recommendation at that point with zero stubs is I would come to your inventory, go to your binder, and try to find all of your duplicates, right? At this point of the game, if you have the game for a little while, you have a nice amount of duplicates, right? I would sell all of your duplicates. I have, of course, a bunch because I ripped many a pack because I know life, right? Sell your duplicates, right? You're gonna have a bank of anywhere from maybe like 10,000 to even like 100, even 200,000 stubs at that point, just by simply selling your dupes, right? That's the first thing I would say. Now, if at that point you still have, not so many stubs, I would say then hit up programs, right? Hit up programs. I would say specifically go for the monthly awards programs because you're gonna get cards that are worth, several thousand stubs at that point, right? Then you have those cards which aren't, I guess, in a moving value. Well, they're moving value, but you get those cards, sell them immediately. Sell those cards, get your bank up, then you have your stubs. Anything under, I would say, 1 to like 1.5 million stubs, which is it's a big number, it is, right? But I would say anything under that number, what I would recommend for you guys is when you filter, you would filter out only the golds, right? and then just go for those cards specifically. You over here have 15 pages of cards worth. So yes, so you guys come over here, right? You're now on the screen, you have all the golds, 15 pages worth of golds cards. You can see, because we're now further along in the game cycle, you can look at these different cards and the difference in stubs between the buy and the sell orders, right? At this point, you should definitely be able to get a nice amount, at least 1,000 per flip on these cards, right? Like this one over here, for example, you buy for 1,902, sell it for about 4,400 and change. That's about almost a 2,000 stub flip on the one card. And you're buying it for basically 2,000 stubs. So you're making about 100% profit on this one flip, right? Not that many stubs. You can definitely go ahead and basically clear out the pages and then go ahead and go that route and do all the cards. The one thing that I would recommend though is when you do this, stay away from the live series. With the gold specifically, stay away from the live series. This one's about 200 stubs, but like the live series flips for the golds do not offer you that many stubs per flip. However, the flashbacks and legends give you a nice flip, you know, per stub per flip, I should say, sorry, right? That's one. And two, the live series cards in general are a lot more volatile than the flashbacks and legends, right? So I'm going to get into what I do and why it's different than like sitting here and actively flipping, right? Because one thing you could do actually, you can just come over here and just sit down and just literally flip for like half an hour. You buy the card, sell immediately, and just go that route if you wanted to, right? One more thing I should add actually as well, within the filter, I usually have like a max price. Reason why I have a max price is because I don't want to have a card that is too expensive. I feel like the more expensive a card is, the harder it is to flip that card. So for me, my max is 20k in stubs, which would kind of take out the Roy Halladay we just saw before, but it's still not like it's not a bad flip. It's not a bad, or I should say, it's not a slow card to flip for me, right? Come over here, make your flips, go about, you know, your day, and go from there, right? I would say if you're going to actively flip, where you're going to be sitting down and like one sitting, just flip, 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 and then get rid of your cards that same like sit down, I would say then you probably would want to filter out for the gold at least, maybe like around 10k, right? Go that route. Obviously a little bit less, but not too much less. And of course, 10k, they're going to flip a little bit quicker, right? So I would do that, right? Now you have more stubs, 1.5, 2 million, you know, if whatever it is at that point, or even if you just feel like, you know, a little bit more daring, I guess, right? You can do what I do. What I do specifically is I only target diamond cards, right? So with the filter, it would basically be, again, my max price is 20k. So max price 20k, minimum overall is 85, no max because all diamonds are 85 plus, right? Go there. You have, in this case, you have 22 pages at this point, right? And just go all the way down and just as many as you can until your subs are gone, just flip them. Flip, 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 flip. Just flip all these guys, right? You can do that. Now with these, the diamonds, I would not mind the live series flips. So like down here you have Goldie Goldschmidt, right? That's about 6k difference. And if you flip, you probably within the same day wouldn't have much of a difference and can still get like a nice profit from this flip, right? Go around these different things. A couple of things to be wary of though, right? You need to be aware of the the quick sell value of these diamonds. So over here, for example, right, Juan Pierre, you see there's no order for a buy order right now, right? But you cannot list anything under 10k, right? As you can see it over here, okay? So you have to know that you have to put an order of at least 10,000 stubs, and then of course you're gonna sell it for your 12,160, whatever it is, and you get about like a 900 plus stub flip on that order. So the quick sell values you can look up, off the top of my head, I know that 92 and above is 10k, 91 is 9k, 90 is 8k, 89 I actually forgot, I'll look it up over here, I'll let you know right now what it is, right? I think it's like 7,000. It goes lower from there, lower and lower and lower, right? Okay. But you have to be aware of the actual quick sell prices because obviously there's a certain amount you can and cannot put in there. If you don't know, like unfortunately I don't know anything under like 89. I just figure it out when I get to it. You can always put in an order of 5 stubs, and it'll tell you what it is with the diamonds, right? Now, here's the thing, okay? I didn't mention that I have no life. It's kind of not true. I do have a job, I have a son, and I have things that I have to do, right? But being such, you don't really have time to just sit down for like hours on it to flip and flip and flip and get your stubs, right? What I did, so we're in this page right now, right? Literally what I did was this. I put in a buy order for every single one of the cards that I deemed was worth it on all 22 pages, right? That's what I did, okay? When I was done, I turned my game off, I left, went to work, did whatever I had to do at that point, I was out, right? Now, what ends up happening when you do that basically, right, is you do that, and you're gonna have about, here we go, starting from, I wanna say here about, let me see, where is it? Yeah, so about here. So look, Mickey Mantle is the first one over here, so we'll just kind of stick that one over here. Page 42, right? So we got all the way to about, I want to say here, 24, 18 pages, right? So I ended up getting about 270 buy orders go in, right? So what happens then is I go about my day, I go to work, I do whatever I'm doing, I have fun with the family. Like today was my brother's birthday, for example, right? Whatever it is, go out, I come home, right? And after the first like 20 minutes of like putting the buy orders in, I come back home. So I have, you know, whatever my 200 plus orders to now sell, right? So I just, at that point, I come over here to my inventory and I just like search them out. Anything that I have that's a duplicate, for me specifically, it's duplicates, right? Because I already have most, if not all, the cards in this game, basically, right? Whatever cards you bought, you come to these pages and just sell them. Sell all the cards you have. Sell them all, right? So for me, it was my 200 plus, and that's really it, right? Again, we're at the stage of the game, basically, where the prices for the flashbacks and for the legends is not going to vacillate too much. So you would be able to, in theory, put a buy order in the morning and then sell it at night, and you still make a profit and have to worry about buying at 10K and selling at 8K because of how much the market was crazy, how volatile it was, right? That's what I do. I've been doing it basically, I mean, for years now at this point, but in this game specifically, I really picked up like about 2-3 months ago, right? Because that's when the prices were bigger, so bigger profit, and that's kind of where I was at from that point. And I went from like 1 million, which is still a lot, of course, I get that, right? But I went from 1 million to where I'm at basically right now in like a week and a half. Then I bought cards, got my Kush, got my George Brett, lost some stubs, bought some more, and that's kind of where I'm at right now, basically, right? So at the end of the day, I would say that to you guys is the best way possible to flip passively and not have to worry about, you know, being active in the market immediately, just no lifing it. You can flip and still play the game if you want, or you can flip and walk away and just come back home and then do it later on at night. I would say 2 bits of advice that I would offer along with this is, 1, make use of the app on the phone, the companion app, right? Sometimes you may have a minute or two, for example, to do it at work or do whatever, right? You can like sell a couple of cards at that point, or you could, what the app is really good for, if you guys are interested, back to the whole idea of the quick sell values, you could actually, right? Here we go, let's do it right now. 20,000, yeah, cool, right? Diamonds. So you could, let's say, go to like, what's a good card? I guess Swisher, right? So Nick Swisher is a card that quick sells for 10 grand, right? So you could put in 1 order for a quick sell value of 10,000 stubs, and when you buy him, sell him for 11 and 9 and change, make about like 900 stubs, right? That's 1. Now what the app is really good for is you can do it in bulk, right? So what I've done before is I've put in 10 orders at 10K for Swisher, and then gone to sleep or got to do whatever, and then they've all sold or sold to me. Then I can sell them back and flip them for my 11.9, my 12.2, whatever it is at that point, make about 1,000 a pop. And so now for like literally a minute of work, if that, I make 10,000 stubs on the 10 orders, right? And it's a lot quicker to put in 10 orders of the same card on the same price on the phone, on the app, than it is to do it on the game, right? My other bit of advice: do not, I repeat, do not do this method on content days. Content days are the times in which you're actually going to get a chance where you have your legends and flashbacks, depending on the pack that they come in. At that time, that's when the price goes down usually, right? So for example, you could have a bunch of like home run derby packs, right? Or home run derby cards, I should say, that they're going for, let's say, I don't know, 17,000 stubs, whatever it is. But then like new content comes out, new conquest mode comes out, whatever it is. And those packs are abundant in that new program that you have. Therefore, those cards that went for 17K are now going for 12K. You've now lost on that flip. So I would say at that point, on content day, don't do anything until like around 5 p.m. in the evening, and then go that route. Although at that point, it becomes more active flipping, but I would say that. So, two things I would say at that point again: make massive use, if you can, of the app on the phone, the companion app. And do not flip on content days before 3 p.m. Before 5 p.m. I should say, right? So that's about all I got for you guys. You know, again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, any ideas, leave them down in the comments below. I'm here to help. I want to make sure we can get as many guys as possible, no money spent, and get every card that you want in this game. Please let me know. I got you guys. Thanks for watching, and you have a wonderful night. All right, guys?